So, welcome again. Now, in continuation with the last lecture related to equilibrium, now in this lecture we will discuss how to apply conditions of equilibrium for solving beam problems. So, here before starting the problems, we must know what is meant by beam. Okay? Now, beam is a horizontal structural member. Beam is a horizontal structural member. It is a horizontal member. Structural member means it carries some load. It carries some load. Okay? So, it is a horizontal structural member which carries transverse load. Beam is supported at ends on supports. So, beam is supported or placed on supports. So, here we can call this is left hand support as A, while the right hand support we can designate it as B. So, this beam is supported at A and B on supports. Okay. The supports may be roller. We have already discussed about roller supports, or supports may be hinged support. So, we have already discussed about hinge support. What is meant by hinge support? Or support may be fixed. So, there may be a roller support at one end, hinge at the other end, or there may be two hinged support, or support may be fixed. Okay. So, beam is a horizontal structural member which carries transverse loads. Beam is supported at ends on supports, and the supports may be roller, hinged or fixed. Now, what happens in practice? When a beam is placed on supports, these supports offer reaction to the beam, and these reactions are called as support reactions. These reactions are called as support reactions, and these reactions can be obtained using three conditions of equilibrium. So, why three conditions of equilibrium? Because it forms a non-concurrent force system, and when non-concurrent force system is in equilibrium, it must satisfy three conditions of equilibrium, and hence problems related to beam can be solved using three conditions of equilibrium. So, this figure shows a beam. So, this is beam AB which is supported at A and B. Now, the distance between the two supports, this distance between the two supports is called as span of the beam, SPAN, span of the beam. So, here the span of the beam is L, distance, it is center to center distance between two supports, or sometimes we are calling it as length of beam. Okay. So, this is beam carrying two point load or two downward loads and supported at A and B. This is second beam. Beam can carry inclined load like this. So, this is inclined load, okay, having inclination theta with horizontal, and supported at A on roller, this is roller support, and supported on hinge, this is hinge support or pin support, hinge or pin support, supported at B on hinge. So, this is beam AB. This is third figure showing a beam again. This beam is fixed at A. So, this is fixed support. The support is fixed support. End is firmly fixed. So, there may be a roller support, a hinge support or a fixed support. So, beam is a horizontal structural member, and in this lecture we will discuss how to calculate support reactions on beam, for beam. Okay. Now, before proceeding for problems, let us discuss types of loads which beam can support. Okay. So, first type is point load or concentrated load. What is mean by point load? A load which is concentrated, at a point or acting at a point is called as point load or concentrated load. Its unit is Newton or kilonewton. Its unit is Newton or kilonewton. So, in this figure, in the first figure, this is first figure, this load is acting at this point or concentrated at this point, and hence called as point load. Load is acting at a point. Here the load is point load acting at this point or concentrated at this point. This is also a point load acting at a point or concentrated at a point. Okay. So, this is first type of load. Its unit is Newton or kilonewton. So, it can be it is expressed in Newton or kilonewton. The second type of loading is uniformly distributed load, or also called as UDL, uniformly distributed load or UDL. Why UDL? uniformly distributed. So, for example, in this figure, the load is acting on the beam. So, first define the UDL, a load which is distributed uniformly over a length of beam. So, here the load is distributed over entire length of the beam. Here this is the intensity of the loading, and this intensity of loading, it remains same throughout the length of the beam. Here this is the intensity, here this is the intensity of load. So, this intensity, it remains constant throughout the length of the beam, and hence called as uniformly intensity is uniform, distributed along the length, distributed load. Here this beam is having two sections. So, first is say beam or portion AB. Portion AB is carrying uniformly distributed load, and this is portion BC. Portion BC, it carries a point load. So, UDL means uniformly distributed load. Next type of loading is uniformly varying load. It is denoted by UVL, uniformly varying load. A load which varies uniformly is called as uniformly varying load. So, here in this figure, load intensity at left hand support is 0, while load intensity at right hand support is say W. Okay. So, load intensity is varying uniformly, linearly. So, this type of loading is called as uniformly varying load. Now, while solving problems on equilibrium, we have to convert UDL as well as UVL into an equivalent point load. So, how to convert UDL and UVL into equivalent point load? Let us discuss. UDL, it can be converted into an equivalent point load by multiplying the magnitude of the load by the length on which load is acting. Magnitude of the load by the length on which it is acting. This equivalent load acts at a midpoint of the span on which it is acting. So, very simple, this is uniformly distributed load distributed over 3 meter length. So, equivalent point load is equal to product of intensity of load 6 kilonewton per meter into length on which the load is acting. Load is acting on 3 meter length. So, 6 into 3, 18 kilonewton. So, 6 kilonewton per meter into 3 meter cancel, 18 kilonewton. So, this is equivalent point load, and where this load is acting? This load is acting at the mid span or at the center of length on which it is distributed. Here the load is distributed at over 3 meter length, and therefore, the equivalent point load is acting at 1.5 meter from the left hand support or 1.5 meter from the right hand support. Here in this figure, if suppose AB is equal to 8 meters, then the equivalent point load will act at 4 meters from support A or from support B at the center of length on which load is distributed. Okay. Now, uniformly varying load. Uniformly varying load can be converted into an equivalent point load as shown below. Now, how to convert uniformly varying load into an equivalent point load. So, one formula is given, total load, this is point load, is equal to area of triangle. So, this is uniformly varying load having triangular shape. So, let us calculate the area of triangle, 1/2 base into height. So, 1/2 base into height, 6 into 3, 18 upon 2, 9. So, 9 kilonewton is the equivalent point load. Where this load is acting? Actually, this load is acting at the centroid of triangle, but since we have not discussed this term centroid, we will explain it. I will explain it in different way. So, 9 kilonewton is the equivalent point load, and it acts at a distance of L by 3 from B. What is L? L is the length of the beam, 3 meters. So, it acts at a distance of L by 3, means 3 by 3, 1 meter from support B, So, somewhere here the load is acting, and it is shown in this figure separately. 9 kilonewton is the magnitude acting at L by 3 from support B, Okay. Now, if suppose the length of the beam is 8 meter, then the load will be acting at a distance of 8 by 3 from B. 8 by 3 from B, and if the load is distributed like this, suppose like this. Now, the maximum intensity is to the left, okay, and this is equal to now say 2 meters, and now equivalent point load is equal to, suppose this is 10, 1/2 base 2 into height 10. So, it will be equal to 10 kilonewton load, equivalent point load, and this load will act at a distance of 2 by 3 L by 3 or 2 by 3 from the maximum load intensity 2 by 3, here L by 3 by 3. Okay. So, in this way equivalent point load can be obtained from UDL or from uniformly varying load. So, let us start the problems. First problem is for simply supported beam, find support reactions for the beam loaded and supported as shown in figure. Find support reactions for the beam loaded and supported as shown in figure. So, this figure it shows a simply supported beam. These beams are called as simply supported beam, a beam which is supported on hinge at A. So, this is hinge support and supported on roller at B, okay, and carrying 2 point loads. Okay. So, our first step is draw free body diagram for the given problem. Okay. So, to draw free body diagram of beam AB, let us remove hinge at A. We know hinge support, it offers two reactions, one horizontal, one vertical. So, therefore, remove the hinge and apply two reactions HA and VA. Since we are not having any idea about directions of HA and VA, I will assume that VA is acting in upward direction, HA is acting to the right. Okay. So, this is A, support A after removing the hinge. Let us come to support B. Remove support B and replace it by a reaction. We know roller support, it offers only one reaction perpendicular to the plane on which roller is resting. Okay. So, roller is resting on horizontal plane, reaction at B will be vertical. So, this is reaction at B, VB acting in upward direction. This is our assumption. Okay. 12 kilonewton force acting as it is in downward direction. Now, since while solving problems on beam, we will be using conditions of equilibrium, summation Fx is equal to 0 and Fy is equal to 0. First, we should resolve all the inclined forces. So, 12 kilonewton is vertical force, let it be as it is. 10 kilonewton second force, 10 kilonewton, it is inclined force. So, resolve this force into its components. So, 12 kilonewton as it is, 10 kilonewton resolution, 10 into cos of 30, 10 into sin of 30. So, x component and y component. So, this is x component, this is y component, force is acting away from this point, therefore, components are also acting away from the point. So, x component is acting to the left. So, this is x component, okay. Force is acting towards D, x component is acting towards D, 10 cos of 30, 8.66 kilonewton, 10 sin 30, y component acting towards D, 10 sin 30, 5. And now, problem is very easy. Apply first condition of equilibrium. There are three unknowns HA, VA and VB, and we are having three conditions. Summation Fx is equal to 0, Fy is equal to 0 and summation M is equal to 0. So, summation Fx is equal to 0, HA to the right minus 8.66 is equal to 0 and therefore, HA is equal to 8.66 kilonewton. Summation Fy is equal to 0, sum of y components plus Va minus 12, okay, plus Va minus 12 minus 8.66 plus Vb is equal to 0. So, it will be equal to 12, not minus 8.66, we are calculating sum of vertical forces. So, Va minus 12 minus 5 is equal to 0 and hence Va plus Vb is equal to 17 kilonewton. This is summation Fy. Now, summation M about point A is equal to 0. Remember, one can take moment about A, moment about C, moment about D or moment about B, but it is usual practice to take moment about one of the supports. So, let us take moment about A. Summation M about A is equal to 0. So, moment of these two forces HA and VA about point A is equal to 0, HA and VA about point A is equal to 0, because these forces are acting at point A. Moment of this force about point A, 12 into 2, 12 into 2, this is in clockwise direction, minus 12 into 2, minus sign, because our sign convention for moment is anti-clockwise moment positive. Therefore, minus 12 into 2, moment of 5 kilonewton force about A, minus 5 into 4, again clockwise, minus 5 into 4, moment of 8.66 kilonewton force about A, 0, because force is passing through point A. Now, moment of VB about 0.6 is about point A is distance into force VB, 6 into VB, this will be in anti-clockwise direction positive, plus 6 into VB or RB. So, here we can use any letter either R or V. So, here let us use RB only, because only one reaction is there. If there are two reactions at B, it is better to use VB and HB. So, here I will correct it, it is equal to RB. So, plus 6 RB is equal to 0, and solving this equation it gives us RB 7.33 kilonewton, and then from this equation VA plus VB or RB is equal to 17, VA can be obtained. So, you can use any notation for these reactions. One can use VB, VA plus VB is equal to 17, and or one can use RB. Okay. So, thus all the reactions can be obtained for the given beam. So, now here we are having positive answers for all the unknowns. This is VB, say positive answers for all the unknowns. Our VB is equal to 7.33, our VB is equal to 7.33 positive. It means that our assumption for direction of VB is correct. VA is 9.67, means our assumption is correct. So, in this way support reactions for a beam can be calculated, simply supported beam. Now, let us switch over to the second problem. Two children are standing on a diving board. Diving board is a board which is used at swimming pools for jumping. Two children are standing on a diving board of mass 65 kg. Mass of the board is 65 kg. When unit kg is given, it is better to convert it into Newton. Okay? Knowing that the masses of the children at C and at D are 28 kg and 40 kg respectively, determine reaction at A and reaction at B. Okay? So, figure is given and all the dimensions are also given. So, first step is draw free body diagram for the diving board. Now, free body diagram is a diagram which shows all active and reactive forces. So, let us remove this pin at A and replace it by two reactions HA and VA. Assuming that HA is acting to the right, VA is in upward direction. Come to point B. Point B is a roller support. This is roller. This is roller in between the plank and the support. So, this is roller support. So, remove that roller and replace it by a single reaction RB acting in vertical direction. Next point is G. Here G stands for center of gravity. Center of gravity is a point through which weight of the body acts. Now, here weight of the board is given 65 into 9.81. 65 is mass. 65 is mass. So, W is equal to M into G. So, from this point G, weight of the board is acting. So, let us show the weight of the board. W is equal to 65 into 9.81, say 637.65 Newton. Now, let us come to point C. At point C, a weight of 28 kg is acting. Children at C and D are having weight 28 and 40. So, 28 kg is acting at point C in downward direction. So, 28 into 9.81, 274.68. Similarly, 40 into 9.81 at D, so 392.4 Newton, and this is a complete free body diagram for the diving board. And now, how many unknowns are there in the problem? There are three unknowns in the problem, HA, VA and RB. and we are having three equations of equilibrium for the beam. This is non-concurrent force system, and therefore, we can use three conditions of equilibrium. Summation f x is equal to 0. Summation f x is equal to 0, it will give you h a is equal to 0. So, first reaction is known. Let us apply summation f y is equal to 0 plus V a plus R b plus V a plus R b minus 637.65 minus 274.68 minus 392.4 is equal to 0, and therefore, V a plus R b is equal to 1304.73. 1304.73. This is our first equation, say. Now, let us use the third condition, summation m is equal to 0. Now, it is usual practice to take moment about one of the supports. So, let us take moment about A with sign convention anti-clockwise moment positive, anti-clockwise moment positive, summation m about A is equal to 0. So, taking moment about A, R b into this distance, we are taking moment about A, R b into 1.2 anti-clockwise positive, R b into 1.2 minus 637.65 into distance 1.68, 1.2 plus 0.48, 1.68 clockwise negative, okay, minus 274 into distance about point A, 274 into 1.2 plus 1.48 plus 0.6, 274.68 into 2.28. Moment of this force about point A again clockwise minus 394.4 into 3.28. This is the total length of the board is equal to 0, and hence solving this equation R b is equal to 2487.162 Newton and V a is equal to 1182.432 Newton. So, in this way two reactions can be obtained, and all the three reactions are now known. H a 0, R b 2487.162 Newton and V a is equal to 1182.432 Newton. So, thus the reactions can be obtained using conditions of equilibrium. Now, the third problem, determine the support reactions for beam AB loaded and supported as shown. Now, here the beam is supported on roller at at B and hinge at A, okay, and beam is carrying uniformly distributed load over some portion and one point load and again uniformly distributed load, okay. So, this is the given beam. Let us draw the free body diagram for the given beam, right. Now, remove the hinge at A, replace it by two reactions H A and V A by assuming the directions of V A and H A, right. Now, let us convert this UDL into equivalent point load. Equivalent point load is 20 into 2, 40, 20 into 2, 40, acting at the center of length AD, say this is D, okay, and let us indicate this as E. So, equivalent point load 20 into 2 will act at the center of AD. AD is 2 meters, so 1 meter from A or 1 meter from D, okay. 30 kilonewton as it is, this is point load. Convert this UDL into point load 40 into 2, 80, and this equivalent point load will act at the center of BE. So, 80 kilonewton acting at 1 meter from B or 1 meter from E. So, let us name these points as C and F, right. And now, we are having free body diagram in terms of point loads. Let us apply three conditions of equilibrium. Summation f x is equal to 0, summation f x is equal to 0, H a is equal to 0, summation f y is equal to 0 plus V a plus V b minus 40 minus 30 minus 80, minus 80 minus 40 minus 120 minus 30 150. So, V a plus V b is equal to 150. Now, use third condition, summation m is equal to 0 about point A with sign convention anti-clockwise positive, with sign convention anti-clockwise positive. Summation m about A is equal to 0, okay. So, moment of H a and V a about A is 0, minus 40 into 1, minus 40 into 1, minus 40 into 1, minus because clockwise, minus 30 into 3, minus 30 load into distance 3, 1 plus 1 2 plus 1 3. Okay, then minus 80 force into distance, minus 80 into distance 1 plus 1 2 plus 1 3 plus 1 4, minus 80 into 4. All these moments are in clockwise direction, therefore negative. And moment of VB about point A, VB into distance 1 plus 1 plus 1 3 plus 1 4 plus 5, VB into 5, this is in anti-clockwise direction, means positive, is equal to 0, and hence VB is equal to 90 kilonewton and VA is equal to 60 kilonewton. From this equation we can calculate VB, and after knowing VB, from this equation VA is equal to 150 minus VB 60 kilonewton, and thus the reactions can be obtained for the given beam. And now let us discuss the next problem on uniformly varying load. Find support reactions for the beam shown in figure. Now here the beam is carrying uniformly varying load. So as per our practice we have to convert it into equivalent point load, right. Now let us draw free body diagram of the beam. Remove support A and replace it by two reactions VA and HA. A is a hinge support, therefore there are two reactions HA and VA. Remove support B and replace it by a single reaction VB acting in vertically upward direction. Now next job is convert this UVL into equivalent point load. Equivalent point load is equal to area of triangle 1/2 3 into 6, 1/2 3 into 6, 9 kilonewton, acting at this is the maximum intensity. From this maximum intensity it will act at a distance of L by 3. L by 3 means 1 meter, 1 meter from B or 2 meter from A. So this is given free body diagram. Now apply summation Fx is equal to 0, you will be having HA is equal to 0. Summation Fy is equal to 0 plus VA plus VB minus 9. So VA plus VB is equal to 9. Summation M about point A is equal to 0. VB into 3 anti-clockwise positive, 9 into 2 clockwise negative, Here we are using sign convention for movement anti-clockwise positive, okay, and thus VB is equal to 6 kilonewton, VA is equal to 3 kilonewton. Again for reference or for better understanding, this figure is shown here. This is a triangle and this is position of centroid of the triangle, and the load because of uniformly varying intensity, it acts at point G. This is point G or center of gravity, and location of this point is h by 3. This is h by 3 from the longer side or b by 3 from this side. So instead of b by 3 we are using 6 kilonewton. We are using longer side as 6 kilonewton and from longer side b by 3. So instead of b we are using L by 3. L by 3 means 3 by 3 1 meter. So in this way support reactions can be obtained using conditions of equilibrium. Okay. Now in the next lecture we shall discuss about concept of centroid and center of gravity, and we will be solving problems on plain lamina and bent wire. So this is all about first part of equilibrium. Thank you.